Hey guys, it's Heyman. This is Wrestling Unlimited as it's Friday, and that means tonight was Friday Night Smackdown. As far as Night Smackdown does go, I thought this was a hell of a show. I thought this show was great. I thought this show was amazing. I thought this show was awesome. I enjoyed the heck out of it. Wasn't bored a single second. And I was just engaged the entire time because there was so much good stuff on this 2-hour program. Like, WWE killed it. WWE killed it tonight. I don't know what they're going to do we'll have an idea of what they're going to do for the tapings because we got the rundown sort of from Fightful. But regardless, tonight was great. Cody, Kevin, Bloodline stuff at the end. Paul Heyman coming back dressed like Solo, not like the regular Paul Heyman. We had the stuff with Rhea Ripley coming down and the big brawl there. That wasn't great, but it was not bad. What the heck? Who attacked Jade Cargill and put her through the windshield basically, and Bianca snapping at Bayley and Naomi like holy shnikes. But we got so much to talk about. I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, if you're watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can either help us out by hitting that donate button down below or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel one of two different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime. Because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for 4 games, and you always get 1 free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month. And I'd greatly appreciate it if you did right here, Wrestling Unlimited. Also, remember to help us out on YouTube with that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Hit that join button to become a channel member. Even if you do so at just the $1 tier, we greatly appreciate it. And remember to get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air. You can do so by donating a super chat in the live chat. Also, head over to the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store and buy something. Whether you're buying a new game, whether you're buying an old game, whether you're claiming a free game or getting bucks for Rocket League, Fortnite, or Fall Guys, use this code right here, PWU Unlimited at checkout, and you will be supporting us at no extra cost. Maybe you're getting into Stalker 2. I know there's some not favorable reviews for that game, but that's because the game had some issues that weren't fixed when the reviewers got the codes. But now that we've gotten the day one patch, it's actually been fixed and the game runs pretty good. Maybe you're getting Lego Horizon Adventures. You're trying to get some new kicks in Fortnite, whether you're getting them green Jordans or those shark slippers. You're gonna need V-Bucks, and when you get the V-Bucks, don't forget to put in this code PWU NLIMITED for all Epic Games and Epic Game Store purchases. Also, remember the free games on the Epic Game Store right now: Immortals Phoenix Rising, which a lot of people didn't like. I thought was pretty good, and then The Escapist is also a pretty fun game as well. Those are both free. No. Those both are both discounted right now. The free game is Beholder. That's a game I don't know, unfortunately. But with that, we're also brought to you by the WWE Shop and the new CM Punk Signature Series belt that dropped tonight. We'll tell you more about that a little bit later. So as far as SmackDown does go, Bang says the shoes are a scam. Ridiculous. Edison, we're going to talk spoilers for next week's SmackDown at the end of this podcast. We're going to go through everything we know for tonight, talk about the CM Punk stuff, maybe fantasy book it a little bit. I could talk for days on this because I loved it. This was one of those moments where I wish I was doing a watch along because my reaction was more like I jumped up, my chair came up with me, and it swung this way. Like, yeah, I lost my mind when Heyman came out. Then again, when he brought out CM Punk. Give me 1 second. I'm going to move this light back. It's glaring too much in my eye. Glaring too much. I know. Quite a lot. But it's the downfall. That's better. It's my downfall of hat and glasses. If I had no hat, lights go up. We're out of the glasses. If I had no glasses, light comes down. Boom. Perfect shot here. But you got both. What I need is another light here. I just don't have a room. That's the thing. A small diffused light coming up from the ground which if you saw my picture on social media of the little portrait studio created over here, that's what we did. We had a light under the camera shooting up at an angle through a diffuser. Anyways. Far as tonight's Smackdown does go, I scroll down here in my notes. Michael Cole welcomed everybody to Salt Lake City, and they showed, well, what you always see when you go to Salt Lake City, the great mountains. I've been to Salt Lake City twice, only at the airport, but you always get such an awesome view. Like the scenery in Salt Lake City is beautiful. And as someone that grew up in the mountains of California, whew, love it. Grew up 30 minutes, 45 minutes, depending on which route you're going, south of Yosemite National Park. So I grew up in Yosemite all the time. We would go camping with the school, climbed Half Dome. Great stuff. Also, one other question for you guys. Changing it up camera angle wise, sort of. Do you like the more zoomed out a little bit, or do you like the more me closer to the camera? Let me know in the comments in the live chat. Do you like it more zoomed out, or do you like me more closer like I am? Like, let me see. I can give you an example of me zoomed out. Give me 2 seconds, and I'll give you an example so you guys can see, compare and contrast really fast. Did not mean to rhyme there. Where would it be? Where would it be? Oh, where would it be? Now I've got a screenshot somewhere. Here it is. So this is what it would be if you don't remember. Zoomed out a little bit. I'm only zoomed in. So was you normally shooting at a 24 millimeter? Now I'm shooting at a 30 right now. But here is at a 24 millimeter. Here's me now at the 30. Let me know in the live chat and the comments below what you guys like better. What you guys like better. Bang says zoomed is cooler. Zoomed out. So Bang's saying he likes this shot better. Zoomed out more. Instead of what I'm currently running right now. Like the light below the hat. Well, the issue with do the light below here to then illuminate, not get the shadow and all that stuff. The issue is I have the desk right here. So the light's gonna be too close and it's gonna glare even worse in the glasses. If I didn't have the desk here, it'd work perfectly fine. Anyways. So as Cole's music hits, he and his bloodline come down to the ring. We get loud OTC chants. Sko had a microphone. Told Salt Lake City to acknowledge him. And they booed him, of course. I'm going to say it. For a while, I was like, Solo, he ain't no tribal chief. He ain't no leader. He ain't running nothing. But I was saying that when it was just him. When he was trying to go against Cody and was looking like a geek. Looking like a noob. But since Roman's been back and he's running this crew beating up Roman, they did it. They did the thing. And they made him seem like a threat as far as a leader does go. Yes, Solo himself may not be the one getting the best of people. May not be the one doing the most damage. But he is leading his crew. His crew is trusting him, respecting him, following his every word. And now it's finally coming to fruition. At least for me. I'm finally like, okay, Solo is a legit leader now. Solo may not be the best as far as like, oh, he ain't going to go beat Cody for the world title. Oh, he ain't going to this, that, or so forth. But as a leader, especially Jacob Fatu, I love you, Solo. It's working now. It's finally clicking now that Roman's back and you see the two tribal chiefs against each other. I love Jacob Fatu. I love Jacob Fatu. I love you, Solo. You're my tribal chief, Solo. Anyways, where were we? Solo said that he and his crew are ready to dominate at War Games. More OTC chants. Skoa said Roman Reigns isn't ready for what's about to happen. He ain't even here tonight. At least not yet. Skoa said when Roman gets here, he wants to speak to him. He wants to meet him in the middle of the ring. He wants him to accept his terms of surrender. Because it's 4-on-5. And they're outnumbered. Solo said, once Roman surrenders, Roman and his crew will acknowledge him. This wasn't bad. Quick, short, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, just saying, hey, we're building to this later in the night, which I like. Telling us we're getting a full Bloodline and original Bloodline segment later. So don't change the channel. Unlike goddamn AEW last week on Collision, where the last 9 minutes of the show was that November Rain video, and no one knew that that November Rain video was even going to come. Like, they knew that it might be on the show because they were like, oh, we're going to run this video this week. But they never once said during the show, the main event segment here, at the end of the show, we're going to run the November Rain video. At least here, they opened the show. Solo came out, and he said, I want Roman to meet me in the ring tonight, later in the end, towards the end of the show. And then they showed the Bloodline show up later, the original Bloodline, and Michael Cole reiterated, Solo wants to speak to them. Solo wants to meet them later in the show in the ring. Again, building towards things later in the show to get people to not change the channel, to get people to stay engaged, stay on the program. Unlike when you do Anna Jay challenge you for the Women's World Championship, the match ends. Yeah, there's still 15, 20 minutes left in the show. And it's like, what else is there? I don't know. Click. So we had our first match of the night. Went almost 10 minutes. It was a triple threat for the Women's U.S. title tournament. And whew, my predictions are coming true. My predictions are coming true. We're one step closer to Chelsea Green winning the belt and becoming the first Women's United States champion. I thought they were going to go the route of Bianca. They teased it 3 or 4 times in this match, but in the end, Chelsea got the better. And here's my question here. Nick Aldis is like, hey, Nia, I'm not accusing you. He says this later. We're jumping ahead a little bit. Not accusing. So, okay. So during this match, towards the end of the match, the camera's cut to the back. All of a sudden, we see Jade Cargill lay down on the hood of a car, smashed through the windshield. They show it on the Jumbotron, the big screen, Titantron, whatever you want to call it. And Bianca sees it and is like, oh, what the? No, runs to the back, leaves the match. Later, Nick Aldis goes to Nia and is like, Nia, you're on the opposite team of Jade for War Games. I'm not accusing you of anything, but I have to ask. Do you have anything to do with this? Are you involved? Do you know what happened? And she's like, excuse me? I've been with Candice and Tiffy getting them ready for their match all night, so I don't know anything about what happened. He's like, okay, I just had to take my precautions, take my measures, and just ask because you're on the opposite side of her for War Games. And it's like, hey, Nick Aldis doing that due diligence. Even if Nia is telling the truth or not, it is due diligence. Anyways, so it's like, okay. If it wasn't Nia, let's say it wasn't Nia. Let's say it wasn't Raquel Rodriguez, someone on that opposite side, the heel side. What if it was Piper Niven? What if it was Piper doing 2 things? Taking out Jade because Jade is in her triple threat, and taking out Jade to hope that Bianca finds out about this during or before the match. Well, probably during because it happened during the match. During the match, in turn, getting distracted and helping Chelsea. Because it served both points. It distracted Bianca to the point where she left the match. And now it opens up a spot in the Piper Niven first round match to somebody else. Somebody else that may not be as much of a threat as Jade Cargill may be presumed to be. So maybe it wasn't Nia or somebody from that team for War Games. Maybe it was Piper Niven. Maybe it was Piper Niven. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. But hey, who knows? I like Bang says, check the cams, Nick. Exactly. We had the security camera a couple weeks back when KO attacked Randy. When he attacked Randy, we had those security cams. Do they have a security cam here? It's the loading docks. Most loading docks have security cameras at buildings like this. So as far as this match does go, though, really good match. It was Chelsea Green, Blair Davenport, and Jade Cargill. So the other thing that makes me think it could be Piper didn't come down with Chelsea, and she always comes down with Chelsea. Now, speaking of Piper coming down, Chelsea coming down. Kudos for Alicia Tyler, I think is what her name is, Taylor, for trying. Don't do the Samantha Irvin. She's like, Chelsea Green. Because she does the, the rasp in her voice kind of thing. But she tried to do the Samantha Irving Chelsea. We don't need that again. No offense. You're trying. It's something. We didn't need it because she said, making her way to the ring from Vancouver, BC, or wherever she's from. I can't remember right now. She goes, Chelsea. And she like kind of hit the note, but didn't really. And then went, Green. And I was like, ooh, yeah, we don't need that one. No offense. No offense. Anyways. Ooh, what did I just do? My camera, for some reason, just glitched out for a second. Give me 1 second to try and fix this. There we go. Okay, now we're better. Now we're better. Anyways. So Green made her way down the ring. No Piper Niven. Green then rolled up Davenport early on to try and sneak a win, but Belair rolled up Green. And then Green rolled up Davenport again. And then they rolled up Belair to Green. And it was a whole thing early on. None of them even, I think, got a 1 fall. Obviously, Davenport was on the outside, and Belair hit a standing moonsault on Green for a 2. Davenport reasserted herself, but it wasn't long before Belair landed a splash on Green, who was on the outside. Davenport then landed a double stomp on Belair on the apron. The show then went to a commercial break. When the show returned from break, Belair had control over both wrestlers. Belair had been working over Davenport, but Green broke it up and hit a Rough Rider on Belair. Davenport then followed this up with a double stomp on Green. Belair went for a moonsault, but Davenport got the knees up. Green then drop kicked Belair and landed on Davenport for a 2. Belair came back and landed a German suplex on Davenport and Green at the same time. Belair got a 2 count out of it. Belair then ran at Green, but Green moved and Belair hit the post. Davenport then climbed to the top, but Green cut Davenport off and landed a superplex from the second rope, which looked really good. Belair then hit a 450 on Davenport and went for the pin, but Green pulled her out of the ring. I thought this was it. I'm like, oh, she's going to get the win? Well, it's not the KOD, but all of a sudden the video cuts and we see Jade taken out on a car. Cracked windshield at the back of her head. Bianca sees this, gets all flustered, and just leaves. Back in the ring, Green then countered Davenport. I don't know what she was really going for, but countered her into an unpretty her and pinned her to pick up the victory. So Chelsea freaking Green, Chelsea Green, 1 step closer to that Women's U.S. Championship. She will now face Bayley in the second round. Predictions coming true, ladies and gentlemen. My predictions coming true. My original prediction was Chelsea Green wins this. Chelsea is your first Women's U.S. Champion. Last week when we got the brackets, I was like, shit, she's going to lose to Bianca. And they really made us think that in this match. They really made us think Bianca's winning. But in the end, Chelsea pulled it out. Chelsea Green. So then we go to the parking lot where Jade has been put into an ambulance. Nick Aldis is there, other officials and whatnot, and Bianca's just running. What happened? And Naomi comes up. Bayley comes up with Naomi, and they're like, oh my God, what happened? Did anybody see anything? Is anybody out here? Is this and that and so forth? And they're like, is she okay? And Bianca's just like, I'm going to get in the ambulance with her. And then Bayley says something, Naomi says something, and Bianca snaps. She's like, hey, I'm going to worry about her because she's my partner. I'm going to get in this ambulance and I'm going to go. Nick's like, yeah, okay, you do that. Get in the ambulance, go with her. Let me know how things go. She gets in the ambulance. Naomi and Bayley look at each other like, whoa. And then they take off. But that was a little weird. Bianca snapping, not just at Bayley, as we've seen, she don't really like Bayley, but even at Naomi, it felt like a little bit. Even just a little at Naomi, when both were just there to help. Both were just there to be like, hey, can we be of any help? Does anyone know anything? Maybe we can go investigate. I don't know. So, what is going on with Bianca? So next up, we had a U.S. title match, men's U.S. title match. LA Knight versus Santos Escobar. Match win just a little over 8 minutes. Before the match starts, the lights go out and Nakamura appears on the screen. Nakamura said that he has been watching LA Knight and now knows Knight better than Knight knows himself. Nakamura said that Knight is insecure and consumed with fear. Nakamura said that Knight's fears are justified because this is the beginning of Knight's end. The lights turn back on and Escobar attacks. I was like, okay, cool. We'll do this stuff again with Shinsuke. It worked last time. And so LA Knight's kind of like all befuddled, kind of like clustered, flustered, whatever you want to say. And Santos takes advantage of that. Escobar hit a splash on Knight, who was on the outside, and the show went to a commercial break. When the show returned, Escobar continued to have control on the inside of the ring, chopping Knight. Finally, Knight fought back and got a few seconds of offense, but Escobar cut Knight off again and landed a senton for a 2. Knight still looked a little confused and out of sorts. Escobar stretched Knight until Knight fought out of it. With Knight on the apron, Knight hit a slingshot shoulder tackle on Escobar. Knight then punched Escobar repeatedly, and then Knight landed a neckbreaker for a near fall. Escobar then came back with a perched Knight on the top rope. Knight headbutted Escobar away, and then he tried to go for the elbow drop. And so, he bounces, but doesn't jump off the top rope. And then he looks over, and there's Nakamura in the aisleway. This distracts Knight. Escobar tries to take advantage, but Knight kind of didn't let it happen. Escobar then eventually did get an advantage and hit a frog splash off the top. Escobar then set it for his finisher, but Knight countered into a BFT. Really great counter, too. He's up on Escobar's shoulders, and then the way he floats and just flips himself off almost didn't look real. But he floats, jumps off into a BFT, picks up the victory. Nakamura immediately, before Knight could even get off of Escobar from the pin, runs into the ring. He attacks LA Knight, throws Knight into the ring post repeatedly, and then Nakamura lands a running knee to the back of the head. And there we go. So, I don't know when this is going to happen, whether it's Survivor Series or Saturday night's main event. Looks like Shinsuke is going to get a shot at that U.S. title. So we go to the back. Johnny Gargano's talking with the Motor City Machine Guns. And this is a little weird. This is the way the Street Profits were acting. So he's trying to apologize for what Ciampa did last week, and Gargano wanted a tag match. He's like, hey, we never got a rematch when we lost our tag titles, so how about you guys give us that rematch? And they're like, if anybody's going to get a rematch, Johnny, it's going to be the Street Profits, because their match basically got taken away from them last week. It was your partner's fault. Street Profits then come up, and they do but don't feel like heels all at the same time. They say some things, and they're more talking in riddles. And then Gargano kept taking shots at Roman in the Bloodline for some reason as he walked off. This is when Nia was talking with Nick Aldis. Nick asked her, hey, do you have anything to do, or do you know what happened with Jade? And she's like, no, I was helping Candice and Tiffany get ready for their match later. So I don't know what you're trying to ask me. I didn't have anything to do with it. It wasn't me. And Nick's like, okay, I get it. But I got to go because he sees Cody Rhodes. He runs over to Cody Rhodes, and he's like, Cody, what are you doing? He's like, you said you wanted face-to-face. You gave me time to go meet Owens tonight. He's like, I get that, but you may want to tread lightly. We haven't heard from Kevin Owens tonight. We don't know if he's here, and we don't know what he's going to do. Cody's like, all due respect, okay, I'm going to go out there anyways and see what happens. Cody then continues his march down to the ring as his music hits, and here we go. This was awesome. This back and forth was so good. So they tell us that Cody Rhodes is going to be on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon Thanksgiving night next Thursday. Crowd showers Cody with loud Cody chants. Cody, Cody, Cody. Cody noted how Randy Orton isn't here. And apparently, Kevin Owens may not be here either. Cody then begged Owens to come to the ring. Cody kept shouting. We finally hear Owens' voice. Owens is in the crowd with a microphone. Owens said that I was summoned here to Smackdown because, quote, the great Cody Rhodes wanted me here. Owens noted how he was wearing his best tuxedo. But Cody ain't wearing his best like he usually does. His best suit, dressed to the nines. Cody that yells at Owens to come to the ring. Owens said that Cody doesn't get what he wants. And he's going to get what he wants. Cody then hops out of the ring like he's going to go at Owens in the stands in the crowd. Security gets in the way. Owens then asks Cody, what has him so upset? Because what happened to everybody? It's all been Cody's fault. The two then yell back and forth, with Cody saying that Owens is basically obsessed with wanting to be the face of the company, wanting to be the guy, wanting to be at the top, and that he will do anything. At least he says he will do anything to get there. Yet when they fought at Bash of Berlin, Owens didn't take that advantage. Owens didn't do anything. Owens hesitated when he noticed that Cody had a hurt knee and didn't attack it. He's like, when I was down because my knee was hurt in that match, you could have easily grabbed me, powerbombed me on the apron, and maybe it's you standing here right now as the undisputed WWE champion, but you didn't take that opportunity. Owens stood on the commentary table and said for 4 years, he fought the bloodline. They tried to end his career. Owens said that Reigns tried to end his life, but he kept fighting and fighting. Cody came back, and Owens stood by Cody, even fought with him against the bloodline at WrestleMania 39. Owens noted how he celebrated with Cody when he beat Roman Reigns and finished his damn story. But then, when Roman needed a partner, quote, because he pissed off everybody around him, Cody agreed to be Roman's partner. Owens said, Roman tried to take my life, everything from me, yet you still teamed with him. Is that a friend? Cody then screamed, enough! And told Owens that if Owens wants to justify his actions because Cody teamed with Roman, that's fine. But in reality, Owens always cries victim. Cody said that nobody holds Kevin Owens down more than Kevin Owens himself. Cody said that Owens self-sabotaged himself to the next level. And Owens is obsessed with fame, fortune, and being at the top. And doesn't even realize that this isn't a one-man game. There's no number one guy. It's a team effort. Cody said that Owens is a Grand Slam champion and one of the best damn superstars in all of recent memory. Cody said everybody knows that except you. Cody said that Orton didn't deserve what happened to him. Owens didn't have to do it. Cody said that Owens crossed the line when he brought out the banned move, the pile driver. Cody said, this lesson won't happen in a promo. Instead, Cody will beat him. He will beat Owens. Cody said, whatever it is, it's coming. And the ball's in your court. Whether you want to fight me here tonight in Salt Lake City, maybe at Survivor Series in your home country, or Saturday night's main event, where do you want it? Owens grinned and asked Cody if he really wanted to fight. Owens said Cody will get his match when he's ready, when he says it's happening. The crowd booed, and he goes, well, definitely ain't happening here tonight then. Owens said that when it does happen, though, he'll just be, quote, doing his job. Owens says that he loved Randy, but I hate you. Owens then walked back out through the crowd. Cody shouted at Owens. Cody said that he didn't think Owens hates Cody, and instead, Owens hates himself. Now that he knows the lengths to which Owens will go, Cody said there isn't a single line he won't cross either. Cody's music hits, and he walks to the back. It was an awesome back and forth. I don't even know if I did it justice. If you didn't see this, go watch it, because these two were great in their back and forth here. Then we see Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. They're walking backstage all together. They were tossing around ideas for who could be the fifth man. Someone said, well, what if we go get Cody Rhodes? And Roman's like, no. Man's old news. We've moved on from him. Sammy's like, okay. And Sammy's the one throwing out all these ideas. Sammy's like, well, you want to try Seth Rollins one more time? And Roman gives him a look and is just like, no. Nasty look, too. Well, that idea's out. Roman said, I don't think we have any plans. I don't think we have anything. It's just going to have to be us. And that's going to be enough. He said, and if we die together. Jay, Jimmy, and Sammy all agreed to stand with Roman. Roman then thought about his plan and was like, I don't know, though. That was very interesting. That if Heyman didn't show up with CM Punk, were they willing to go in there with a man disadvantage? You know what I mean? Cody was shown walking backstage. He walks past Carmelo Hayes, I think Giovanni Vinci, and some other guy I didn't know who he was. And Carmelo says something, and Cody's like, "Excuse me? You want to say that again to me?" And he's like, "Well, I'm just saying that Kevin Owens is telling the truth. You're the only one that doesn't see it." He pushes Hayes. Hayes jumps up and pushes Cody. Cody then says, "You know what? You know what we need to do? We need to reevaluate your first round draft pick." Cody looks very angry here. Nick Aldis sends him off. And we get a match made for next week. Cody versus Carmelo Hayes. So we get a 7.5 minute match. It's Naomi and Bayley versus Tiffany Stratton and Candice LeRae. And the story of this match is Naomi and Bayley basically laughing at Tiffany and Candice, who for the most part can't get along as teammates. While Nia is yelling at them on the outside, "Work together. You're only hurting each other. Come on, get it together." Like, you could hear her yelling at them, and it was great. So Naomi went after Stratton early on. Stratton looks at Candice, is like, "Go on the apron. I'm starting this match." I'm like, "Oh, damn." Naomi kept control until Stratton rolled to the outside. Naomi then followed Stratton, and the heels hid behind Nia at one point. Then they got the advantage by attacking Bayley and Naomi. Back inside the ring, LeRae tagged in, but Naomi quickly fought both heels off. Bayley tagged in, hit a suicide dive on Stratton on the outside. Bayley hit a drop kick on LeRae between the ropes, and Bayley and Naomi posed as we went to a commercial break. Upon the return, Stratton had the upper hand on Bayley inside the ring. LeRae tagged herself in while Stratton was posing on the heel, and the heels then bickered about being on the same page, working together, and this and that. Nia's yelling at them. It was all good. It was well done. LeRae still stopped Bayley from tagging in Naomi, complete with a moonsault from the second rope, her little Latin salt. Stratton then tagged herself in and hit a boot to Bayley's face and got a 2 off of it. Naomi took out LeRae on the outside, and Stratton missed a splash in the corner. When Bayley went to tag Naomi, Jax pulled Naomi off the apron and threw her into the dasher boards. So, DQ. Naomi and Bayley do end up winning. So Naomi is laid out. Nia is standing over her, kind of, and Nia's all looking proud of herself. And then we hear the music of Io Sky. Io Sky runs down to the ring to try to make the save. Sky hits a springboard dropkick on Jax, but out of nowhere, out comes Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. They show up, and they all start brawling, and then we hear, "This is my brutality!" And out comes Rhea Ripley, new black mask instead of the clear face mask, and a kendo stick in hand, and Liv looks scared like she gonna poop herself. She's just like, Rhea? Kendo stick? Oh no. She's like, tries to back away. Rhea jumps in and hits her with a kendo stick, then hits everybody with a kendo stick. And the baby faces clear the ring. So there we go. Build for War Games. It's still, like I said, a mishmash, pish posh, bing bang, what to do. But yeah, it's just a lot of stuff thrown together for nothing. Next up, kind of coming off of last week's show where Ciampa screwed the Street Profits, Montez Ford wants some revenge. And you got Ciampa in an 8-minute match. Ciampa walked to the ring slowly and ominously. And they talked about how we've seen this Ciampa before. Ciampa has had a lot of success as a singles wrestler, especially as the NXT champion. And well, he's done some dastardly things before, even to his friend and tag team partner, Johnny Gargano. And they really talked hard on this. Like, this is the move. Ciampa then ran at Ford to start the match, but Ford moved and stomped Ciampa. Ford landed a nice drop kick and a kick to Ciampa and got it for a 1 count off of it. Ciampa then chopped Ford's throat and took control, but it really didn't last long before Ford clotheslined Ciampa and then landed a step up enziguri, which took Ciampa to the outside. Ford then hit a huge flip dive onto Ciampa, but Ciampa came right back with a knee, kneed Ford into the apron, and then the commentary table, and the show went to a commercial break. Back from the break, Ford powerbombed Ciampa from the top to reset everything, whatever they were doing. We don't know what they were doing during the break. Ford then hit a back elbow, clothesline, and a back suplex to take control. Ford added a standing moonsault to it, and it was good. Got 2 off of it. The two eventually just start trading blows until Ford kicked Ciampa's midsection. Ciampa landed a spinning neck breaker and got a 2 off of it. Ciampa set it for a fairy tale ending before it countered with a knee. It wasn't long though before Ford ran into a knee from Ciampa. Ciampa then went for his finisher again, and Ford instead rolled Ciampa up for the win. So, Montez Ford picks up the win. After the match, Ciampa attacked Ford until Dawkins ran out and took care of. I wrote this way wrong. Hold the phone. I'll tell you what I wrote. I wrote Ciampa attacked Ciampa. Ciampa attacked Ford. Dawkins ran out, but didn't really get much of it. Gargano then showed up, pulled everybody apart, yelled at Ciampa. Ciampa then pushed Johnny down. Motor City Machine Guns ran out. They tried to play, nice. Johnny was then helped up by them. They were checking on Johnny. Ciampa walks off, and he's just like, "What side are you on? Whose team are you on?" Yelling at Johnny, all kinds of pissed off. And I loved it. I love I'm in my own head, I'm losing my mind, crazy Tommaso Ciampa. I love that version of Ciampa. Jordan, have you not been following the show? Why would Bayley replace Jade in a first round match when Bayley has already advanced to the second round? Do we need to pull up the brackets? We can pull up the brackets. And I said it earlier, in the second round, it's Bayley and Chelsea. They've already both advanced. We can pull up the brackets though, bub. I got them right here. Give me 2 seconds. Bada bing, bada boom. There we go. Bayley Chelsea advanced to the next round. So why would Bayley be in the Jade spot over here on the right? Yeah, no, don't make sense. We'll learn the next week. Cody Rhodes will take on Carmelo Hayes. The U.S. title will be on the line. We have another match in the Women's U.S. title tournament. It'll be Michin, Piper Niven, and now mystery third competitor, as we are to assume Jade won't be cleared and ready to go. So before we talk about this awesome main event segment, we have to tell you that this episode of the Smackdown Review, brought to you by WWE Shop and the brand new CM Punk Signature Series belt. Celebrate CM Punk in his historic 434-day reign as WWE Champion with this limited edition Signature Series Championship title. This exclusive title boasts a custom designed strap and intricacies crafted on the front and end plates, making it a must-have for fans of the best in the world. Use our link in the description below or the pinned comment of this video to support PW Unlimited and get your very own CM Punk 434-day WWE Championship. Again, use our code in the description or the pinned comment of this video. Go get your belt and support PW Unlimited. So then we get the Bloodline segment. And oh boy, did I love it. Was it awesome? Did I lose my mind? All of it. All of it. The Solos group comes out first. Before I can say anything, Roman's music hits, and the original Bloodline make their way to the ring. The team stared at each other for a moment before Solo began to speak. Crowd breaks out into OTC chants. Solo told Roman, "I'm not here to fight. In fact, I still love you. I love all of you. But let's be serious." Solo said, "All we need to do is align ourselves. You guys surrender, and we all align together, and then we could be running this company for decades." Solo said, "It isn't even fair. You don't even have a fifth man. You don't have a wise man. You have no choice. Surrender and join my team. Or you guys will die where you stand." Solo hands the mic to Roman Reigns. Roman hesitates to say anything for a moment and soaks in OTC chants. Then, before Roman says anything, we hear, "Ladies and gentlemen," Jey Uso loses his mind. He's jumping him down like, "No way, no way, no way." And out comes Paul Heyman. Heyman said, Excuse me if my math is wrong a little bit. I was put through a table in Madison Square Garden, but I see that it is 4 on 5. And that math ain't working for your wise man when it comes to war games. Because at Survivor Series, this match will be 5. What did he do? Versus, he said 5 versus 5 with this man. Music hits. And out comes CM Punk. He's taping up his hand, throws down the extra tape, and he barges down to the ring. Everyone starts to brawl. All 10 men. This is great. With everybody going at it, Roman and Punk are the two in the ring. I think they got the Tongans there. Crowd's chanting CM Punk. They're going nuts. They're losing their goddamn minds. And at the same time, Punk and Roman hit their moves. Punk hits a GTS. Roman hits a spear. Roman then looks up as he's down on one knee and sees that CM Punk is standing in the ring with him. Roman looks confused, maybe even a little scared, and just keeps staring at Punk. Heyman has made his way to ringside at this point. The OG Bloodline get in the ring and they stand behind Roman. Roman's over here. Well, actually, technically, Roman's over here. Punk's over here. Heyman then walks up, gets on the apron, and he's standing between both of them. He's standing between his tribal chief and his best friend. Punk then says something about Paul because he points to Paul and you can see his mouth say Paul, but we don't know what he says because we can't really hear him. And Heyman is just got this look on his face like, I saved the day. But it looks dastardly at the same time as he is not taking his eyes off of Roman. Roman's still looking all sorts of confused. It's just like, what the hell's going on? See him? What? Fuck? And so Punk's just like, I got your back. I'm here. Let's do this. And that's when the show goes off the air. But there's some things to look at here. A, the way Paul Heyman was dressed. Heyman was not wearing his normal suit. Heyman was not wearing his normal blue or gray suit with the button up and the tie and looking snazzy. His 3-piece suit. No. He was dressed more like Solo. Slacks, the T-shirt, the sports coat over. The way he was looking at Roman was also very interesting because he was looking at Roman in a way of, you didn't expect this one, did you? You don't know what's coming, do you? So it's like, is Roman gonna get duped by his wise man? Is the wise man now back with CM Punk and they're gonna screw Roman Reigns in the bloodline? I don't know, but I am very intrigued at where this goes because some did predict this. Some people did predict, hey, do they try to get Seth Rollins a couple times and Seth says no? Eventually they get a hold of the wise man and the wise man says, I got you, I got a guy. And he brings in Punk. But I don't know if anyone's predicted, does Heyman and Punk turn on the bloodline? What if, and I'm not saying Heyman's going to align himself with Solo. Maybe, but that's not where I'm going with this. What if Punk at one point had said, I want to go for the world title. Gunther, I'm coming for you. What if Heyman has changed his mind and said, no, you want to go after Roman Reigns? Take him out so that way he is not in the way when you then go for Cody. And then we get Punk and Cody instead. Now some are saying we're still going to get Punk and Seth and maybe that's the Mania match next year. But what if that thing that Cody said that they're doing that is huge for Mania 41 that no one is thinking about and talking about is Cody and Punk in the main event for the undisputed WWE Championship, and Punk has Heyman in his corner. What if that is the route we're going? Punk as a heel with Paul Heyman going after Cody Rhodes in the undisputed WWE Championship, but they feel that they have to take out Roman Reigns first. And so as they're in that War Games cage, and everyone's down, but like it's Jacob Fatu standing there against Roman and Punk. Punk then turns on Roman and allows Jacob to beat him or something. What if, just a prediction, as Heyman says, it's not a spoiler, it's a prediction. Well, for me, it's not a spoiler, it's a prediction. This is my fantasy booking. I mean, we can get more in depth and stuff, but whew, this is great. This is awesome. This was fantastic. Freaking amazing. But let me get this poll going here on Twitch really fast. What did you think of Smackdown? I liked it. It was all right. Also, if you are following us on Facebook, we do now have a broadcast channel where basically we post things and you can interact with certain posts through the Facebook Messenger. And that is a way we can now do Facebook polls. So we do now have the Facebook poll. I don't know how many people are going to react to the poll. We have about 22 people in the broadcast channel subscribed to now. It's free to subscribe, of course. You've got to be following PW Unlimited on Facebook, facebook.com/ what is it? Because we lost the regular PW Unlimited. We got hacked over there. It is facebook.com/ Pro Wrestling ULTD. But the poll is live. If you're watching on Twitch. Well, let's get these other polls really fast. As far as the Threads poll does go, 80% liked the show. 20% thought it was just all right. Looking over at the Twitter X poll, everybody that voted liked tonight's SmackDown. Holy crap, never had 100% on Twitter before. As we look at where is it? I know I did a YouTube community poll. Where are you? It never posted. You son of a gun. You son of my gun. It never posted. Let's do the live poll then. 90% liked the show. 9% thought it was just all right. And 2% didn't like it. We're going to wait and let you guys vote in this Twitch poll. And while we do that, we're going to see if we got SmackDown spoilers yet for next week's show. Let's see if we've got spoilers yet. None there. Down. None there. We really not have spoilers yet? What am I looking for? What am I looking for? Got them. So we'll put our spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Our spoiler alert graphic on the screen. Bada bang. Let's talk SmackDown for next week. Give me 1 second here. Well, tonight in Salt Lake City, WWE did 2 tapings, a live show and a pre-tape show for Friday Night SmackDown. And in case you want to know what happens on next week's show, we got all the spoilers for you right here. As far as next week's show does go, we have the Women's U.S. title tournament where Jade Cargill's out and Zelina Vega actually took her spot. Michin advanced in the tournament after defeating Piper. No, it was Lash Legend. I take it back. What am I? Oh, I'm reading something for speed. Okay, I read this wrong. So let's rewind for a second. WWE did Speed, where there was Zelina Vega and Chelsea Green. Vega secured the victory, defeating Chelsea Green in a speed match. On to SmackDown. Women's U.S. title tournament. Lash Legend actually took that spot that was supposed to go to Jade Cargill. Michin won the match and advances. Chelsea Green did accompany Piper Niven and interfered after attacking Michin mid-match. However, B-Fab would actually make that save. Chelsea was then taken away to even the odds. Shinsuke Nakamura had a match. Shinsuke defeated Andrade with a Kinshasa. Nakamura debuted a fresh variation of his entrance music, so we got new music for Shinsuke. And after the match, LA Knight attempted to attack, but Nakamura countered by spraying black mist in Knight's face. WWE Champion Cody Rhodes overcame and defeated Carmelo Hayes with a decisive crossroads to secure the victory. Then we got what they're calling War Games tension. Bianca Belair, Naomi, Bayley, Io Sky, and Rhea Ripley addressed the crowd to build momentum for War Games. So is this meaning Bayley is taking Jade's spot in War Games? That would be interesting. Liv Morgan, Nia Jax, Raquel Rodriguez, Tiffany Stratton, and Candice LeRae interrupted, mocking Bayley for taking Jade's spot. Okay, there we go. On the team after her mysterious attack. Are they trying to say Bayley is the one that attacked? Jade Cargill? Interesting. The confrontation then escalated in an all-out brawl with all 10 women. Security had to get involved, and there we go. Then we had a match to determine the advantage for men's war games. It was Jacob Fatu versus Jey Uso, with, of course, Jacob Fatu picking up the victory. The heels will have the advantage in war games. Fatu did win with a springboard moonsault, earning his team the advantage. That is everything that was shown and taped in front of the live crowd tonight in Salt Lake City for next week's Friday Night Smackdown, the go-home show, the final Smackdown before Survivor Series. But with that, if we do hear anything further on next week's show, I have it for you right here. All right. As far as this last poll does go on Twitch, everybody that voted liked the show. So that's good to hear. But with that, guys, that is going to wrap everything up. I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, we'll be back live tomorrow night for AEW Full Gear. So with that, guys, have a great night. Have a great weekend. And we'll see you next time. Have a good one, guys. All right, if you're still watching live on Twitch, we're going to hit up a raid really fast. We're going to send you to